I want to take a look at the task that my students were asked to perform while I was out of the class. Um, there were a couple of different parts to the motion simulator assignment that they were to accomplish, and here's one of the first parts. Students were to track the position versus time information after they had set up the simulator under a particular set of conditions. And then, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner here, they were to compute slopes pretty much at every second to create a velocity graph based on their position graph. This is very similar to what we had done in our previous lesson, which was to look at position versus time graphs and to compute slopes. The difference here being in this particular simulator, they really were asked to kind of look at the velocity continuously and kind of recompute that slope. The reason for doing that is that it sets up the next activity, which is to look at a position versus time function where the velocity is not constant. And so students are asked to take each little segment and kind of take a straight line approximation in 1 second intervals and create a velocity versus time graph there. So in this exercise, students wind up looking at both the constant velocity and the constant acceleration case. This is a fine approach to thinking about acceleration, although it's a little bit different than what I normally would like to do and what I will do in an upcoming lesson, which is to provide students with some sort of nonlinear position graph and ask them to try to apply the concept of a slope to it and to see what they wind up doing and to kind of construct the idea of acceleration based on the idea that the position versus time graph does not have a constant slope and that slope is changing in some particular way. So in some ways this was a little bit premature and maybe kind of muddies the waters a little bit as we move forward, or perhaps winds up being a preview, foreshadowing of what we're going to do. We'll see in the upcoming lessons whether or not this is a benefit or a drawback.